Welcome to Tamilan Teching by Azharuddin.
Good evening guys, today I'll show you how to manage Selinux. Before that we should know what is Selinux. Selinux is nothing but security enhanced Linux. The main objective of Selinux is which process can access which directory, port or services. So let's see how to manage a Selinux in Linux environment. I'm using a Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Let's see how to do. I'm in a virtual machine. I'm using a Red Hat Enterprise Linux. It will work in on Linux environment. First type vim /etc/sc linux/config. If you press the tab, it shows. It is the default path to manage the Linux and a configuration file of Linux. Then hit enter. Before that, we should know three modes of Linux. First is enforcing. Enforcing mode is nothing but if rule or if a label is matched, if the Linux context is correct, it will allow the process. If Linux context or label incorrect, it will not allow the process. It works based upon the Linux policy rule. Linux security policy is fully enforced in enforcing mode. Then second one is permissive. Permissive is little bit different from enforcing. If context Linux context or label is correct, it will allow the process. If Linux context or label is not matched or incorrect, it will allow the process. But instead of that, it will intimate to system administrator. It is generate a warning message. It is generate a warning message to the system administrator. For example, if someone trying to breach into a system and accessing other directories, instead of the default directories, accessing the other directories, then Linux directly intimate to the system administrator in permissive mode. That's the best thing about the permissive. Then other mode is disabled. Disabled is nothing but it fully disable the Linux. Let's see how to manage or how to change the Linux mode. You can edit the configuration file, but it is persistent. Remove that. Defaultly all Linux environment, the Linux mode is enforcing. So if you want, you can change to permissive or whatever. I can't change anything. Simply exit. Then there is a command. It is a command to show which mode in Linux. Then type enter. Get enforce. It is a command to show which mode you are. I'm in a enforcing mode, so I'm going to change my mode, but it is not a persistent. If you want persistent change, you should enter into the configuration file. Set enforce. It is a not persistent. Again I'm telling, hit enter. If you want to change to enforcing, you should represent here 1. If you want to change to permissive, you should represent to 0. I'm going to change to set enforce command to permissive. So 0. After that, check it out. Get enforce. It is in a permissive mode. I already installed the Apache web server in my Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So I'm going to change the default path. The default path of Apache web server is /war/www/html. So I'm going to change the default path. Before that, I'm going to create a new directory. /a is that I'm going to create a new directory. I'm going to again create a file inside the directory, index.html. Then I'm going to write something on the index.html file. So hi testing, redirect to /az/index.html. I redirect the content to index.html file. So I'm going to edit the configuration file for the purpose of editing the default path. So vim/etc/conf/hst. It is the default configuration file of Apache web server. So I'm going to change the default path. So hit enter. See, document root is the directory path. It is the default directory path. So I'm customizing the path. I am customizing by my own path. /a I already created. Here also edit like this. And escape, save it on. Then restart the service. I already allow the firewall, so no need to do anything. Restart httpd. I restart the services. If you want, you can restart or reload the firewall too. I'm going to check or accessing the Apache web server. Before that, the default web page will be shown because it is a var www./html. So I changed the path and edit the index.html file and write some content in it. So I'm going to access in it. E-links. I already installed the E-link browser. It is a command line browser. If you want, you can use graphical browser too. Then hit enter. See, it shows the I customized file. Before that, we should know I'm in a permissive mode of Selinux, but problem will occur on enforcing mode. See how it will happen. I'm going to change the mode. Set enforce enforcing permissive. I'm going to change to enforcing. So I represent here 1. Then check it, get enforce. The mode will be changed. Again, accessing the same web page 10.0.0.20. It will show the default page. It is the problem in enforcing mode. In permissive mode, the label is incorrect or in the context is incorrect, it will allow the process. If you correct, it will allow the process. But in enforcing, the label should be correct. Then only it allow the process. Otherwise, it won't allow the process. So I'm going to change the label. I'm going to manage Selinux label. So type ls-ldz, then /o/www/html. It is the label, it is the context. It is the context in Selinux. U represents the user, or represents the role, and T represents the type. You should change the type. Then only the process allow the directory or whatever. So I'm going to change. I already changed in the service configuration file my /a file, folder. So I'm going to change the context. I'm going to change the label. Before that, we should check the label of my customized folder. See, it should be default something like that type. So I'm going to change. So use a command chcon -t public _ content _OW_T, but it is not persistent. If you reboot the system, it again changed to the default one. So use a scmanage fcontext command or restore command. I'm using change con. It is not persistent. So I mentioned the path. Then hit enter. Then check again. It's changed. Then restart the, if you want, you can restart the service and check it on. Systemctl restart httpt. Then again accessing the web page http 10.0.0. I'm going to accessing the same web page. Let's see what will happen. See, after I changed the label, it shows like this. So you have to change the label in enforcing mode, but if you are in a permissive mode, you don't do any label corrections or context correction. Simply edit in the configuration file and run and access the web page. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and press the bell button for instant update.
Subscribe my channel. If any queries, contact Mr. Azharuddin.